Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today we are going to talk about Featherflow latest update, what's new in Featherflow from December 11. And actually right now, by the time of recording this video, it's December 16. I'm actually about 5 days late. Sorry about that. I actually had some health issues. That was the reason why I was off. But I'm back now, so thank you very much for all the support out there. And before we begin into this video, I just want to say thank you very much for all the people who are subscribed to my YouTube channel and for all the people who are actually paid member of my YouTube channel. Like 95% of my income is actually coming from paid members. So thank you very much about that as well. Yeah. So let's jump into this video and let's talk about the first upgrade, which is environment-specific deployment settings. And what that means is that you can now customize your deployment settings for both mobile and web based on your development environment. This also allows you to deploy your web app to a unique URL. So for example, this is the URL that you want to deploy them then when working in your beta environment, ensuring better management of different stages of the development. So if I go over here, I have this beta project, a demo project. And if you go to mobile deployment, you can actually see the different environments that we currently have right now. And also, if I go to web deployment, we actually have exactly. So we have the same thing for web deployment as well. So that means that you can have a different sites for different environments inside web deployment. So that is much appreciated. And let's move actually to the next one. Note that we plan to support settings the package name based on the environment in the next 1-2 releases. Okay, so the package name as well will be different, but right now it's actually the same for all the environments. Great. So maybe in the future you have the opportunity to have something like your company, and then if it's a beta environment, it would be like beta.yourcompany.com, for example, or something like that. And then we have the ability to submit libraries to Marketplace. So you can now submit your libraries project to Marketplace, to Featherflow Marketplace. Featherflow Libraries allows you to share reusable resources such as components, API calls, custom code, data types, enums, action blocks, and more across Featherflow projects with full version control. This feature also allows you to monitorize your libraries through Featherflow Marketplace. With libraries, you can create integrations with other API-driven tools, wrappers for packages on PubDev, UI kits, and much more. So the idea is that if you go over here, first of all, if you want to publish a library, you need to convert your project into a library. Make sure that you convert only projects that you don't need to, like you duplicate the project if you need this project and then convert it to a library, or else you're going to lose this project. So make sure you convert it to a library, to duplicate it and then convert it to a library. But this is how you convert it to a library. Just commit over here and then convert it. I'm not going to convert that one. And then when you're done, the next thing you have to click on that button, which is actually called Share Project. When you click over here, you have this option over here, Create a New Item. So when you click on Create a New Item, first, like I said, you need to convert it to a library, and then you can create a new item, and then you can sell it in the marketplace. This is how you publish libraries to marketplace. Unfortunately, my items in the marketplace, for some reason, they are actually not published. I actually applied for them a couple of weeks from now, For some reason, they are just going back to draft mode. They're not like approved. I have a lot of difficulties approving my apps for some reason. So let's see if my libraries that are for the marketplace, they are actually going to be approved. Because like I said, so far I don't have a lot of luck, unfortunately, and my items are not approved. So let me know in the comments if you have the same situation as me, or your case is actually different and your apps are actually and your items are actually approved. Great. So let's move to the next one. Updates to VSCode extensions. When the latest update to the Flow Visual Studio VSCode extension introduced several updates to improve your development experience. A new panel has been added to make it easier to see modification files tracked by Flow and any warnings related to sync changes. The extension now uses Flutter version management (FVM) under the hood, simplifying Flutter version management across projects. We also fixed several issues to enhance reliability, making the extension more stable and consistent. Additionally, the source code for the extension is now open source, enabling the Flow community to explore, contribute, and build new IDE extensions that further improve custom code developments. The extensions also it's available to install or update in the VS Code marketplace. And now they have actually open sourced it. This is the GitHub repo. I'm going to start it because it's interesting to see how they did it and what they actually did it. So yeah, the idea here is that if you use some other, like for example, some other IDE, then you feel free to actually create your own extension for this IDE using that source code. That's why that was the main reason why they actually open source it. Great. And then support for filter and super base queries. Now, when creating a super base query, you can now filter data using the case sensitive or relations. This leverages the Postgres capability under the hood, which allows you to match strings using wildcard patterns, where the sign matches any sequence of characters and underscore matches a single character. So there's the super base documentation about it. If you are Postgres database person like me, you know what that means. And if I go over here, and let me actually try to show you. So if I go over here and go to super base queries, for example, if I want to filter the post, and let's see, I want to filter it the title, and now we should be able to have yeah, we have it over here. So we have and then what is the value? So for example, if in the post title there is something like, for example, new or something like that, that's actually the idea of it. But I will actually strongly suggest you to use web views for that. I have actually a great video about that. So it's called real-time database and Superbase, and explaining how you can actually use it. And this is the video that I'm talking about. If you haven't watched it already, feel free to do it, because this is a much better way, in my own opinion, of course. And then we have onData change action trigger for Superbase. You can now use the onData change action trigger with streaming queries, and Superbase allows you to control app components wherever the streaming data changes. This functionality, which was always available for Firebase, has now been expanded to support Superbase. So it's actually much appreciated that they are actually doing and improving Superbase, because Superbase it's amazing too. So let me actually see. So yeah, it says refresh database request, and this is the list view, for example, that I want to refresh on data change actually. So let me actually do that on data change. I think I'm not really sure on data change. Yeah, I'm not. I think this is a trigger, to be honest. I'm not really sure. So my understanding is that it should be over here, but I don't see it. Let me know in the comments. Actually, I'm missing something over here, but yeah, it should be on page load, something like that. But I don't see it for some reason. And then we have a custom redirect URL in Superbase reset password. When using send reset password action, you can now set a custom redirect URL. This allows you to specify the page the magic link will direct users to, with the flexibility to have different destinations based on user types. And I actually did a video about that as well. And it was a long time ago, and I just released it for the public. And this is the video that I'm talking about. So it's called Customize Password Reset. So I actually recommend you to actually watch that video and see how I did it and what was my approach with it. And then we move to ability to customize when a permission notification shows up. Previously, for the flow would prompt user to request permission for push notification as soon as they authorize the app. Now they're added to a new settings in the push notification settings, giving you control over to when the permission requires dialog appears. When this settings is toggled off, the permissions request will be triggered only when the specific action that requires permission is initialized, providing a more streamlined user experience. So the idea is that by default, it will ask for permission for push notification as soon as the app launches for the first time. But now you can actually toggle this off, and I recommend you to actually toggle this off. And then you can have an action that will ask for permission for push notifications. So if true, your app will automatically prompt the user for permission to receive push notifications when the flow detects that there is necessary. If false, you need to manually request permissions using the request permission actions and the appropriate time of your app. So I always recommend you to actually ask for permissions when necessary and not when the app actually first load. It's a much better user experience. And then moving on, ability to control costs for private API cloud functions. When deploying private API cloud functions are deployed to your connected Firebase project, you can now configure the minimum and maximum number of instances used for those cloud functions. By default, the minimum of instances is set to 1, reduce latency in your app. However, you can set the minimum to 0 for better control cost while still optimizing performance. So this is actually much appreciated. If you're using Firebase, you can actually control that from over here. And then, so to avoid actually having a big bill. But normally the bill is like $1, $2, $3 to $4, up to $4 or something like that. Or maybe less. So it's not a significant per month I'm talking. So it's not like a significant cost we're talking about. And then on this is actually find in private deploy private API codes. So this is inside the API codes over here. So if you go to settings, sorry, not to settings, but to API codes. Great. And then we have on on this post action trigger for pages and components. The new on this post action trigger allows you to execute logic when a page or component is disposed of. This is particularly used for tasks such as canceling action streams or closing clients for SDKs, ensuring sources are properly cleaned up. So that's an important thing. And on this close action, I think this action, it should be inside a component. I'm not really sure, but this is my understanding of it. Yeah, exactly. So it's over here and says this action will be triggered when the page is navigated away from. So that's it. And I don't think that this is available for the actual page. This is only available for components. And yeah, it's actually available on the page itself. That's something that I didn't show. So when you click the back button as well, for example, this action will be triggered, which is great actually. We didn't have that before. It's great to managing resources with that one. And then we have book acceptance for merge conflict resources. You can now accept all changes from either branch when resolving merge conflicts. This makes it faster and easier to resolve conflicts. If, for example, you want to take all the changes for the main branch. Man, those are a lot of errors, 606 errors. That's a lot of errors, but yeah, you can now click bug resolve and it will resolve all of them, all the conflicts. And other improvements, fixed issues with the wrong screenshot, fixed several issues with libraries, fixed issue with audio recording. I had some issues with the libraries actually. If you add a variable to the library, I had some errors. Hope they have fixed that as well. I'm not sure if they did. I haven't mentioned here. New feature we're working on, super base or query. Like I said, you can use views for that as well. I'm not sure why they're investigating time to do that, but I guess for the average user, it's much better to use it in the flow natively than use it using my approach, but you can always use my approach as well. For complex one, I always recommend you. I'm talking about this video again, real-time database. Great. Then we have approved performance for CLI test mode and local run. That's much appreciated. I'm actually using CLI a lot. I'm using my own local run. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can. I actually recommend you to use my approach of the local run, and the video that I'm talking about. It's that one. Ultimate for the flow deployment to guides, and there's everything that you can actually need to know about that and how I actually use for the flow and how I test my apps. Great. And then we have incorporating Firebase into libraries, making every widget properly dynamic, enhanced branching merging experience, tools for editing native code. I'm waiting for that. Let's hope that this will come before Christmas. Let's see. And then we have fine-tune magic cursor. And finally, for the flow versioning. That's it. Thank you very much for, like I said, for being a paid member over here. And to my YouTube channel, it means a lot. If you consider to be a paid member, fanatic or above, you can have access to videos that are specifically for my paid members. And there are a lot, like 30 or more videos. I keep on adding more videos to this. And also, if you consider to be a paid member, you have access to all my live sessions that I do every Wednesday, the archive of them. So, like I said, thank you very much, and I have to stop. Thanks, and take care.